Morning, everyone. So today's class is a class that works a lot into the legs, but kind of especially around the hip joint. And it tries to create movement around the hip joint and a little bit of awareness about how to open a little bit more to the hips. And the reason for this class is because, as you may know, I have some issues on my knee. I'm not sure if I'm going to go into surgery now. I was supposed to go into surgery this week, but it's now being postponed. So let's see. But I'm doing a lot of physio, and part of that physiotherapy, it has been a mixture of Pilates and yoga. And some of the exercises are quite interesting, and I've been doing it in my own practice. So it's a good way of sharing what I've been learning. So you can start in a nice sitting position. Just cross your feet in a nice Sukhasana. If this is, like you will see that my knee here is a little bit higher, if you need to kind of come a little bit higher up, please do so. If you need to change the legs, because that makes better sense for your hips, also do so. And just place your hands on either side of your mat, on either side of your hips. And just close the eyes for a second. Keep the hands into the tip of your fingers so you have more space and you can really be tall in this sitting position. And as you're here, become really aware of your core. And that's something I've becoming quite aware recently. And it actually helps to, like, as if you keep your core engaged, it's not only benefit for your abs, but and kind of physically and the way you look, but it also engages the muscles in the chest a lot more and allows you to protect better when you do any kind of poses. You start to do them with a little bit more of awareness. So keeping the eyes closed, bring your index finger into kind of this bone that is just kind of out the outside or at the end of your hips, your iliac, and your thumb into your ribs, into your lap of your ribs. And inhale, open the distance between the fingers. And exhale, bring the ribs in towards the hips. Trying to engage your core here. You can keep the fingers on either side of your core. And again, inhale, separate, exhale, bring it in. Bring it in without kind of crunching. The idea is not to do this, but to crunch only into the core. So you can still be with your chest open, but the core stays engaged. So try to find a way in which you can still feel your core engaged as you open your chest. Once again, bring the fingers, the tip of your fingers on either side of your hips. We're going to start with a little bit of a stretch for your neck. So bring the whole hand, the palm of your hand, down into the floor, your right, and bring your head all the way towards the left. Then by pressing into the mat with your right hand and sending your head towards the opposite side, you perhaps are going to find a little bit of space and kind of stretch into the side of the neck. You can move your head side to side, trying to find that sweet spot that may need that stretch more than the other. You can help yourself with your other hand, so left hand goes into the head, and you can move your head a little bit more to the side. Hold it here. Then release. We're going to go to the other side. So tip of your fingers, both hands. Now palm down, press your hand down into the mat. Left hand, head goes to the right. Same thing, find that sweet spot. One side may feel very different from the other. You can help yourself with the hand. And then release. Slowly bring your hands into your knees. Press your body weight a little bit forward. And slowly open your eyes. Nice. Bring your hands on either side. And then feel like your shoulder blades are really separating and opening the chest. So separate. Feel kind of the point of your wrist really pointing to the walls. And then once again, as you do this, don't allow the ribs and the core to separate. Bring the core in, bring the ribs in. Extend your fingers, and we're going to start going with circles. You can do 5 to 6 circles to the back. Another 5 circles, a little bit bigger. And another 5 circles, a lot bigger. Now change sides, starting big. Your shoulders are going to start to burn a little bit, possibly. Smaller, 5. And then 5 really small. Last 10 breaths, you're just going to open and close your fingers. Again, keep the ribs towards your hips, engage in the core. Last 5, 3, 2, and 1. Release. It's just a nice way to engage your hands and your shoulders in order to have a nice practice. So let's start with our legs. We're going to do a couple of exercises into the mat that we kind of repeat as we go higher up. And this is a whole sequence, so we won't repeat it, we'll just do it once. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to extend our right leg to the back. And then bring the leg towards the opposite side, towards the left, crossing it. You can look at it and then kind of create a little bit of fraction into your transversal abdominals, to the side of your waist. Then allowing it to go all the way through the floor, you're going to round it out, make a big circle, and try to bring your foot as forward as you can. Then again to the back. You're going to do 5 really slow, then 5 a little bit faster. Exhale to the back. Inhale to the front. Exhale to the back. Inhale to the front. Exhale to the back. Inhale to the front. Last time here, we're going to do 5. Your choice, making them faster. You can keep your leg up or still keep the feet down. 2, a little bit faster. 3, 2, and 1. Extend the leg to the back. Release the foot. Leg down. Opposite leg. Same thing. So extend the left leg. Send it towards the right side. You can look at your foot. We're going to start very slowly and conscientiously, going all the way to the top and then to the back. It's a good exercise for your waist, your core, as well as your hips, the rotation of your hips. Back. Last 2. Last 1 of these slower ones. Then 5 a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend the leg to the back, and then release. This also goes a little bit into the glutes. You will feel it a lot more into the gluteus medius. Okay, now, once again, extend your right leg. You're going to bring your knee inward, keep the knee bent, and send your leg all the way to the front, to the back. 5 pushes in. Then you're going to bring the knee, bend it to the side, bring the knee towards the tricep, open, and to the chest. So it's a horse sequence. Knee into the chest, open up, 1, 2, 3, send it to the side, touch the tricep, send it back and in, back, 3, 1, 2, 3, send it to the side, touch the tricep, back and in, last 2, back, 3 going up, send it to the side, touch the tricep, back and in, last 1, back, 3 going up and down, send it to the side, into the tricep, back and in. You can shake a little bit if you need to release any tension. Next, opposite leg. So bend the knee, bring the knee into the chest. Try to bring it into your tricep, internal tricep. Back. 1, 2, 3, up. Now, knee goes outward, external rotation. Knee into the tricep, send it up and into the chest. 5 more. Back, 1, 2, 3, side, touch it, back, up, knee into the tricep, back, 1, 2, 3, send it to the side, open, up, inside, back, 1, 2, 3, last one, side, back, and release. And again, you can move side to side, you can move your buttock side to side, release any tension. A little bit of cat and cow to release any tension of the spine. And we're going to move right away into the practice and into the sequence today. Tug your toes, and we're going to, as we actually do almost all classes, we're going to slowly really press into the mat, move your shoulders slightly forward, and start bringing your knees up, but really slowly. Really slowly. Very slow movement into your downward facing dog. Try to do it as slow as you can. Really using your whole muscles in the leg to move yourself into the downward facing dog. Push the mat away with your hands. Just stay here for one more breath. Next, extend your foot to the back and then raise it into a three-legged dog. Let's start the practice. We're going to do something similar to the thing that we were doing before. We're going to bring the knee into the chest. We're going to raise it up, three-legged dog. We're going to bend the knee, send the knee to the outside of your arm. Nice. Again, up. We're going to do this 3 times. Knee into the chest. Extend it. Open. Send it to the side. Up. Three-legged dog. Knee into the chest. Three-legged dog. Open and send it to the side. This time, slowly release your foot on the outside of your hand. Coming to the tip of your fingers. Touch your quadricep and your hamstring into your right leg. And notice if it's really engaged. Now, really engage also the back leg. And slowly start to raise up. And open crescent pose. So you bring the hands into the hips. No need to exercise the arms. If you want, you can also keep them up. But for now, just concentrate on really engaging both legs and staying into the pose. Use the breath to maybe come a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. Nice. Slowly bring your back heel down. We're coming into warrior two, but open. Extend the arms. Then go a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. As you are here, you don't need to keep the arms extended, but really notice what is happening with your core. Once again, try to bring the ribs towards the hips. Engage the core. You can now open the arms. Once again, just take a moment to feel the work in the legs. Slowly release your hands down on the inside of your foot. From here, use your arm to kind of press against the knee, and then from that, create an opening into your chest and open your hand. This is an extended side warrior, that again, because the legs are a little bit more open, gives you a little bit more space, but it also means that your hip can really open a little bit more. So become aware here of how open it is. Slowly look down, come into the tip of your fingers if you can, and if possible, extend your hand to the front and hold. Once again, feel strength into the leg. 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg, release a little bit of the tension. You can make little taps around your leg. Extend the arms. Final pose in this small sequence of standing. We're gonna go into triangle pose, but don't touch, try not to touch the ground, the mat. If you need to do so, just keep away from the foot and keep away from your leg. Try to stay here, levitating almost into your warrior three. Really using the legs, the inside of the legs to keep you here. I'm going to try to find calm and peace here for another 5 breaths. Inhale, slowly go up. I'm going to bring both feet looking slightly towards kind of the diagonal of the wall because of how the legs are engaged. Hands into your hips. Internal rotation. Feel kind of your legs moving into an external rotation. The front moving internally, the back externally. Really feel the engagement here as you go down, down, down. Try to go down only with your legs without using the hands. Release the hands down and only use the hands to really kind of go a little bit deeper into the rotation with the legs. It's not really how low you go, but how much you feel that rotation into the legs. As I said, kind of, you see it from the front, it's an internal rotation. If you see it from the back, it's an external rotation. You're separating your glutes towards the back. Try to come a little bit forward, towards your toes, towards your toes, towards your toes. Bringing more weight and more weight into the legs. Hold here, 3 breaths. Now walk your hands to the front if they were in the back. Once again, tip of your fingers, engage the legs. Go up. Send your foot outward, both of them. You're also going to be slightly diagonal. Bring the hands into the hips. And then opposite, you're going to rotate outward using your hands. Bring your right shoulder down. Using this to open your Right hip a little bit more. Inhale, change. Nice. And you slowly and easily move your body forward into the front of the mat. Hands down. And slowly bring your back foot all the way towards the front. Sit down into kind of malasana, but try to come with your chest as straight as possible. And this is taking me, I'm like, no, I'm not really good at this. This is really taking me quite a lot. So try to come into a sitting position where you feel, where you can see that your chest is really, your spine is really standing up. Okay? You can keep your legs as open or as narrow as you need to. Hands into a prayer or into the hips or to the front, and slowly start to go up. And having the camera is good because you can see if you are kind of moving too forward. We're going to try to keep the chest up and up and up and up and up. Move as low as you need and you can. Then up, 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 up. This for me gives a really nice kind of burn into my legs. We're going to try 3 more times. Down and down and down and down and down. Slow as you can. And up and up and up and up and up. Last time. You can inhale, exhale, a little bit down. Inhale, exhale, a little bit down. Inhale, exhale, a little bit down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, hold. And then up, 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 and up. Beautiful, everyone. Now one last time, going down, 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 down. Release your hands down. Once again, your left foot goes to the back. Right leg extends to the back. Release a little bit of the tension. You can shake it. Open the chest a little bit more. If you want to, bend your knee and open your chest towards the right. Opening your hip flexors, your psoas. Then slowly just release them. You can sit in downward facing dog or take a little bit of time into your child's pose. We're going to do exactly the same sequence on the other side and finish with a little bit of balance. Beautiful. If you're in a child's pose, please come back into a downward facing dog. We're going to extend and point your toes and start to lift your leg up. We're going to start with the same exercises we were doing, kind of into our hands and knees. We're going to bring the knee into the chest, try to touch the tricep. Up, up, up. Bend the knee. Move the knee into the outside of the arm and extend. Again, chest, forward, extend the leg. Open, send to the side and up. Last one. Knee into the chest and up. Open the knee, open the hip, send the knee to the outside and up. Beautiful. Now once again, knee into the chest. Open, send it to the side, and this time slowly try to release your foot on the outside of your left hand. Come into the tip of your fingers. Really feel that the front leg is engaged, back leg is engaged. And slowly start to go up. Using your core as well as your legs. You're slightly open, you're slightly diagonal. Once again, engage your hips. You can keep the hand up, but make sure you're engaging your core and your hips. And we're just gonna hold here. Try to find some peace and some time to explore what you're feeling your body here. Slowly release your back heel down and open into warrior two. Once again, try to find some nice peace with the pose. Engage your core. Make sure you're not kind of creating a big back bend here, especially in your lower back. Last big breath. Slowly release your left hand down on the inside of your hand. Roll the other hand up, making a T, a straight line all the way up. And really feel engagement into the legs. Maybe they're starting to burn a little bit. But also pushing your arm against your knee and your knee against your arm. So the leg starts to open just a little bit. Coming to the tip of your fingers. Extend the arm if you can. Hold in here for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, extend the leg. Prepare for triangle pose. You're going to move forward, but your hand is not going to touch either your foot or your leg, and if possible, also not the mat. You're trying to keep a straight line with the back of your body, and using the core, the transverse to the abdominals and the legs to keep you here. Really engage both legs and feel as you engage them how it lifts you a little bit. Holding for another 3 big breaths. Last breath. And inhale, slowly start to come. Point your fingertips, your feet to the side. You're going to slightly be diagonal. Bring your toes inward, hands into your waist, or hands to the side, and slowly start to move forward, 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 using only the legs. Move the weight a little bit forward into the tip of your toes, into the ball of your feet. Release your hands down. Inhale, lift to the front. Exhale, release down. And more than trying to come all the way down into the floor with the top of your head, think about moving forward. Your sacrum almost kind of trying to move to the side and forward into the tip of your fingers. And hold here. Again, 3 long breaths. Feel that kind of internal rotation from the front, external rotation from the back. Slowly inhale forward, come all the way up. Now, feet go outward. External rotation from the front, internal rotation from the back. Hands into the knees. And then open. If you lose the balance like I did, just come back into it. Trying to go as straight as you can. Now, left shoulder down. Open to the side. Inhale up. Bring your right shoulder down. This is stretching a little bit here. Inhale, we're going to change a little bit from the last time. Just bring the hands into a prayer and stay here and try to come as low as you can. And really come into the external rotation, into the opening of the legs with your own strength. Try to go a little bit down, a little bit down, a little bit down, and hold here for 5, for 3, for 2, and 1. Extend the legs, bend the front knee, slowly move your hands down. Press into the mat, then you're going to bring your back foot on the outside of your right hand for the last part. Extend your arms to the front, then come up to the point where you can see that your chest is really forward and up, that you are vertical really with your spine. It's kind of almost impossible to be straight all the way, but try to be as straight as possible. Straight, 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 exhale, and straight, exhale, straight, and then up, 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 and up. Beautiful. 2 more. Hands forward or into the waist or into your heart. Exhale down, exhale down, exhale down, exhale down, exhale down, exhale down. Inhale, 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 inhale. Last time. Exhale down, exhale down, exhale down, exhale down, exhale down, and inhale, inhale, and inhale. We're going to change the pose a little bit here, to change the sequence a little bit here. So now as we're standing up, we're going to work on the hips, but from a little bit of a balancing point in the last part of our sequence. So bring your right knee into the chest. You're going to hold it with your hand, and you really point your toes down. Try to bring as close to the chest as possible. 2 more breaths here. Now release the hands and try to keep the knee as high as it was before. Again, 5 breaths. Hand into the knee, open the knee to the side, hold it. Try to bring it as close to your ribs, to the side as possible. Hold it. 3 more breaths. Release it, 5 breaths. That's right. Now slowly bring both knees in line. Make sure they are in line. Don't try to turn without losing the balance. Try to keep them in line, not one to a little bit to the front or two to the back. Try to keep them in line and really bring your foot towards your buttocks. Find the balance. My left leg is the one where I have some issues with my knee, so my balance is not the greatest here, but it also means the work is the best. Now we're gonna release the foot and try to keep your foot as close to the buttocks as possible. Ready? And then release. Really use the strength in your hamstrings and your chin to really keep it up. Your gastrosoleus. Use your buttocks. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Last part. You try to make big circles with your knee bent to the outside. Let's try for 5. We're going 3, 4, 5. Now change to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release. And notice if there is any kind of cracking sound. So in my case, I'm noticing that when I try to go the whole full rotation, there is like a crack all the time. And as I create mobility, that noise has diminished. So use these kind of movements to identify where you're having kind of some issues and where you can bring a little bit more of smoothness into the movement. Now, left leg, left knee into the chest. Right leg as straight as possible. Try to keep your knee as close to the core. Release your hands. Beautiful. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the knee to the side. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. 5 again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees together. Hold it first. Make sure the knees are in line, but your ribs are engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. 5, 4. Try to feel the glutes burning. 3, 2, and 1. And now our circles. 5 to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Outward or towards the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release. You can move your legs side to side, your hips a little bit. Once again, come into the front of the mat, feet about a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We're going to go once again with our hands to the front and trying to come into Malasana, but your feet need to keep parallel. At least in my case, it's really important they keep parallel to avoid an external rotation into the knees and kind of further damaging my legs. Slowly start to go down, down, use the exhale, 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 exhale. Stay, whereas you can comfortably stay with your chest as open as you can. Hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And now release the hands, time to stretch and go back. So move your left leg to the back, keep your right leg to the front. We're going to move into lizard. You can bring your knee down, you can keep it up, but more importantly, try to really keep your leg, your right leg, kind of stuck or kind of pasted into your tricep, into your arm. Slowly start to go down. Go as low as you can, but always really try to keep your knee, your leg kind of really close to your ribs and your arms. You can tug your back toes and stay up, which makes it a little bit more difficult. You really should feel the glutes and the hips working here to keep yourself here into this kind of scissoring inward. One more deep breath here. And release. Extend the front leg. You can move your foot a little bit forward until your back leg is into 90-degree angle. And we're going to move into half split. Slowly move low as slow as you need and you can. And you feel your body is telling you to do. Feel the stretch into the back of the leg, your hamstring. Last deep breath. Inhale, bring the chest up, bring your foot a little bit closer. Last part of the poses. You're going to come forward. Lift yourself into a low crescent. Hands into the knee. And really push your hips forward. You can stay with the hands to the front. Keep them in or bring them into the waist. Bring them up. Or interlace them behind your back. And really push the chest forward, the hips forward. Feel the nice stretch here into your left psoas. Stay and just release and notice. Slowly extend, extend, and extend. Move forward again into these half Hanumanasana. And just walk your hands. Release. Bring your foot all the way up, three-legged dog. Open one last time. If you want, you can go into a wild pose to open your psoas a little bit more. Or stay up, just opening the hip. And return into your plank or your downward facing dog. Right, left side, so left leg goes up. Knee towards the outside. Release your foot on the outside of your left hand. Same thing as we did on the other side. Bring your knee down if you need to. Lizard pose. Really keep your whole leg, your whole left leg, really kind of pushing against your chest. Really kind of close your to the side of your chest. And go as low as you can without compromising that kind of feeling of scissoring inward from your leg. You can extend the back leg as well if you need to, if you want. Keep scissoring the leg inward. Last two breaths. Last one. Release. Nice. Slowly, we're going to extend the leg. Move down into half Hanumanasana. Last deep breath here. Bend the knee once again. Move forward. Tip of your fingers on top of the toes. Come up your low crescent. You can stay with your hands into your hips and just move them forward. Hands to the front. Push away. Hands up. Or hands together to the back. And really feel the stretch into the front of the right psoas. Last deep breath here. Really feel the stretch. Nice. Exhale slowly. Go forward. One more out of the Hanumanasana. Half split. Really quick. Release it down. Push them other way. Three-legged dog. Open your hip. Find your wild pose if you want. Use these as a little, really small chest opener to release your psoas. And just release again. Forward into your plank. Hold your plank just for a breath. And just release that. Place your hands underneath your forehead and use this time against the floor to try to really push both of your hip bones down into the mat, your iliac. You can go side to side to release any tension on the legs. Before dropping down into a nice Shavasana, we're going to do the last part of the exercise into our legs and a little bit of our lower back. So staying here with the head really kind of going against the ground into your hands. Bring your feet a little bit closer, not completely closer, but really try to feel that your thigh bones are really pushing towards each other. So more than the feet, the important part is that the thighs feel that they are engaging, they're scissoring in. And slowly, using the power of your legs, start to lift all of your legs. Use your lower back, yes, but also your hip flexors, your hamstrings, the whole muscles into your leg. And hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No more, no less. Come halfway in, open your knees. Front pose, so bring your feet inward. You can open your knees a little bit wider than the mat, or as wide as the mat. Come into your frog pose first with your toes together. Now open your feet. Perpendicular to the legs. Move back. Really working on your adductors here. Exploring the whole rotation around your hips. Last deep breath. You could stay for a lot longer here. You have the time. Otherwise, bring your feet together, walk your hands, cross your feet behind you, release the feet to the front. Just releasing with a little bit of core engagement, so hands into either side of your necks, and start moving down, and down, and down, and down, down, and down. Fine, a nice Shavasana here. If there's any other pose that you need to do, you're welcome to do so. You can go for a nice viparita with your legs up. If you need a small inversion, or just release already. We're staying in this release for about 5 minutes, 3, 4, yeah, more than 4 to 5 minutes. And during this time, allow yourself to release any tension, notice any tension that you may have into your legs.
Slowly start to be aware of the sounds around you. Feeling the wind or the warmth of the house or the coolness of the place where you are. Just noticing. Notice any sensation around your skin. And start to move your legs, move your arms. You can bring both hands towards the back of the mat and stretch, big stretch. You can go for some twist if you want to. Bring both knees into the chest. Bring them both to the right. Open the chest towards the left. And change directions. And slowly start to make your way up into a sitting position, like the one we started with. As you come into the top of your mat, just bring your hands into a prayer in front of your heart. Once again, notice your grips in relationship with your hips, with your hip bone. Then engage the core. The purpose of the asanas in yoga is mainly to allow you to find the mobility in your body that will allow you to stay into a sitting position for a very long time so you can meditate. But part of that meditation is also becoming aware of your core, becoming aware of your legs. And using all your body as a source of energy. Slowly start to come forward, forward, forward. Try to keep both sit bones down into the mat as you come forward. Come forward. Bring the hands into prayer in front of your forehead or the top of your head and bow down. Thank yourself for the time you gave today to do some exercise. And you can set an intention to anyone and dedicate this class to anyone or anything you may want to. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend and the week. You have a nice week. See you soon.